Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear students. Our today's session is on the use of prepositions. Well, prepositions are an integral part of the working system of any language. When it comes to English, our students find a lot of problems with the use of prepositions. That is why today's session is independently devised around the use of prepositions. Well, before I move on with today's session, I would like to share a review of our previous lesson. Our previous lesson was on what is punctuation or what are punctuation marks. Why to use punctuation marks was also discussed in that session. Then an introduction to common punctuation marks was given. I would like to remind you that our session on punctuation was mainly divided into two parts because punctuation also makes a very vast area of learning for students. So the two sessions that were on punctuation, they introduced detailed rules on the use of different punctuation marks in different contexts with the help of examples. In the first session on punctuation, we did full stop, comma and semicolon along with the theoretical background of the use of punctuations. The second session that was devised around punctuation, it covered colon, question mark, exclamation mark, quotation marks, parenthesis, apostrophe, hyphen and dashes. It also covered ellipsis marks. So the focus of the previous session was to teach you how to use punctuation marks as traffic lights to control the traffic of your writing, to control the traffic of your words, and to enable the reader to reach the meaning, that is the destination in the case of writing. With this, we move on to today's session. As far as today's session is concerned, as I've already said, it is on prepositions or the use of prepositions. I would start with what is a preposition. I would define it for you, and I would also define what are prepositional phrases and how they are constructed. Then I would share with you English prepositions. I would enlist them for you, the important ones that are used in English, and with this we would move on to detailed rules of the use of prepositions. Again, here at this point I would like to say, so I would share with you all those common prepositions that are used in English. Here at this point I would also like to share with you an experience that I have generally seen as a teacher, that our students or our learners of English find it difficult to use prepositions most of the times because of the interference of our mother tongue or our first language. Well, in case of Urdu, for example, the use of prepositions is number one, very limited, number two, very different. उर्दू में हम क्या prepositions यूज करते हैं? ने, के, तक, पर, से, ऊपर, नीचे, मेरा ख्याल है एक दो और होंगी शायद, not more than a dozen maybe. When it comes to English, well, generally it is said that more than 150 prepositions are used in English. So it becomes very, very difficult for a learner of English in our context to learn appropriate use of prepositions. The second thing that I pointed out, that the use of prepositions in Urdu is very much different from English. हम कहते हैं दरख्त पर परिंदा बैठा है. In English it becomes the bird is in the tree. आसमान पर परिंदे उड़ रहे हैं. The birds are in the sky. तो आपने देखा होगा पर और ऊपर जो है वो in में चेंज हो जाता है, जिसका equivalent उर्दू में में है. So we find a lot of problems of this type, which makes use of correct prepositions in English difficult for the learners of Pakistani context when they learn English. So I would share some rules that would help you understand how prepositions can be used in English correctly. Not only detailed rules of prepositions and their use would be shared, but also some activities and exercises would be provided in today's session. and the purpose is to give you some practice in applying those rules that you would learn with me. So we start with what is a preposition. I repeat, a preposition describes a relationship. It shows a relationship between other words in a sentence. In itself, a word like in or the word after, for example, these are prepositions. They are rather meaningless and hard to define in mere words. For instance, when you do try to define a preposition like in or between or on, you invariably use your hands to show how something is situated in relationship to something else. So basically, prepositions are nearly always combined with other words in structures called prepositional phrases. Well, continuing on what a preposition is, I would say a preposition links. It relates. जैसे मैंने पहले कहा, it shows relationship between words. So it shows relationship between what kind of words? A preposition links nouns, pronouns and phrases to other words in a sentence, or to other nouns, pronouns and phrases in a sentence. The word or phrase that the preposition introduces is called the object of the preposition. A preposition usually indicates the temporal, spatial or logical relationship of its object to the rest of the sentence, as in the following examples. ऑब्जेक्ट क्या है इस केस में? ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ preposition वो है जिसके रिलेशनशिप को शो करने के लिए preposition यूज की गई है, and the relationship that is shown can be of any of these natures. It can be temporal, which means कि टाइम के लिहाज से रिलेशनशिप शो हो, या स्पेशल, which means स्पेस के हिसाब से, उसकी पोजीशनिंग के हिसाब से, और लॉजिकल रिलेशनशिप, लॉजिकली एक चीज दूसरे के साथ कैसे लिंक्ड है उस रिलेशनशिप को शो करने के लिए यू यूज अ preposition. Now look at these examples. The book is on the table. अब on को मैंने यहाँ पर bold कर दिया है. You can see all the prepositions that are used in these examples. They are shown in bold. The book is on the table. The book is beneath the table. The book is leaning against the table. The book is beside the table. She held the book over the table. She read the book during the class. So you see, relationship of book to different things is shown in, for example, all the sentences. For example, in the first case, relationship of book to the table. In terms of space, कहाँ पर? और आखिरी वाली एग्जाम्पल देखिए, रिलेशनशिप ऑफ बुक टू द क्लास, किस तरीके से? टेम्पोरल, टाइम के हिसाब से, ड्यूरिंग, दौरान. सो temporal, that is with reference to time, spatial with reference to space, and logical relationship also can be established with the help of a preposition to link a prepositional object to, or the object of preposition to, the other nouns, pronouns or phrases in a sentence. Before I move forward, I would like to share with you what a prepositional phrase is. Well, of course, a prepositional phrase is a phrase that has a preposition in it, but let me define it for you. A prepositional phrase is made up of the preposition, its object, and any associated adjectives or adverbs. I hope by this point you are clear about what a preposition is. You are also clear about what is the object of a preposition. So now I am trying to explain what is a prepositional phrase. A prepositional phrase is a combination of three things. इसमें तीन चीजें होती हैं. It has a preposition, it has an object of the preposition, and the third thing that it has is any associated adjectives or adverb or adverbs. In a while I would give you some examples to make it clear. A prepositional phrase can function as a noun, as an adjective or as an adverb. अब जब एक पूरा prepositional phrase बन जाता है, फिर it can be used as a noun, it can be used as an adjective, or it can be used as an adverb. Look at the examples here. I hope the examples would add to your clarity on this. Each of the highlighted words in the following sentences is a preposition. अब ये जो blue color में sentence दिया हुआ है ना, इसमें without is highlighted, which means this is a preposition. So now see how it occurs. The children climbed the mountain without fear. In this sentence, the preposition without introduces the noun fear. The prepositional phrase without fear functions as an adverb describing how the child climbed. Explaining more on climbing, that is the verb, this prepositional phrase without fear works as an adverb. So when we make prepositional phrases, they actually can work as nouns, or they can work as adjectives or as adverbs. This example, the child climbed the mountain without fear. Here without fear is the prepositional phrase that begins with the preposition without, and in this case what happens, it works as an adverb. Why it works as an adverb? Because it provides additional information about the verb. It provides some knowledge about the action, how it is taking place. So climbed, more information on that is without fear. That is why it is used as an adverb. Well, continuing with the examples, I would give you another example. Another example of the use of preposition is here in this sentence. There was rejoicing throughout the land when the government was defeated. I repeat the sentence. There was rejoicing throughout the land when the government was defeated. Here the preposition throughout is used as a preposition here, introduces the noun phrase the land. The land noun phrase है ना, जिसको introduce करवा रही है preposition throughout. The prepositional phrase then becomes throughout the land, and it acts as an adverb describing the location of the rejoicing. कि rejoicing किस तरह से हो रही है, उस verb के ऊपर further detail है. That is why it is an adverb in this case. With this I come to the next example. The next example states, the spider crawled slowly along the banister. Now the spider crawled slowly along. Along is used as a preposition. Here the preposition along introduces the noun phrase the banister, and the prepositional phrase, the complete phrase is along the banister. This would be called a prepositional phrase. It acts as an adverb. Again ये adverb के तौर पे काम कर रहा है, क्योंकि detail किस चीज़ की दे रहा है, crawling की. Crawling is the action or the verb which the spider is performing or doing. I would continue with a few more examples to add to your clarity on how a prepositional phrase is made and how it is used. Look at this example. The dog is hiding under the porch because it knows it will be punished for chewing up a new pair of shoes. Three prepositions are used, by the way, in this sentence. All of the three are highlighted here. The dog is hiding under the porch because it knows it will be punished for chewing up a new pair of shoes. So under, for and of are used as prepositions. Now look at the first preposition under. Here the preposition under introduces the prepositional phrase the porch. So the prepositional phrase under the porch, which acts as an adverb modifying the compound verb is hiding. So you can see how a very complex and complicated system of the use of prepositions in different positions and in different contexts is used in English. Look at the next example. The screenwriter searched for the manuscript he was certain was somewhere in his office. So let us look at the prepositions that are used. For example, for is used in relation to the manuscript. For introduces the manuscript, and in introduces his office. Both the manuscript and his office, both of these are noun phrases, by the way. So in this sentence, the preposition in introduces a prepositional phrase in his office, for example, which works as an adverb describing the location of the missing paper. Just search कर रहा है ना, we are searching in the office. Further information about search, the action. That is why in his office here becomes an adverb that describes, it functions actually as an adverb. It is a prepositional phrase, but it functions as an adverb in this sentence. Here I have a very interesting example for you. See the diversity of the use of prepositions through this example, please. You can sit before the desk or in front of the desk. The professor can sit on the desk when he's being informal, or behind the desk as usually he does, and then his feet are under the desk or beneath the desk. He can stand beside the desk, meaning next to the desk, before the desk, between the desk and you, or even on the desk if he is really strange. If he is clumsy, he can bump into the desk or try to walk through the desk, and stuff would fall off the desk. This is what it means. Passing his hands over the desk or resting his elbows upon the desk, he often looks across the desk and speaks off the desk or concerning the desk as if there were nothing else like the desk. Because he thinks of nothing except the desk, sometimes you wonder about the desk, what's in the desk, what he paid for the desk, and if he could live without the desk. You can walk towards the desk, to the desk, around the desk, by the desk, and even past the desk, while he sits at the desk or leans against the desk. All of this happens, of course, in time. During the class, before the class, until the class ends, throughout the class, after the class, etc. How did you find? How did you like the use of different prepositions? Dozens of prepositions are used in this one small paragraph to show you how there is a wide range of possibilities of using different prepositions in different contexts, in different situations and in different constructions when you want to show different kind of relationships. Do you remember prepositions are used to show three types of relationships? The relationships are temporal, spatial and logical. अच्छा अभी इनिशियली मैंने यूँ प्लान नहीं किया था, लेकिन अभी मेरे जहन में एक बात आ रही है. If I ask you to do a small activity, stop here for a while on this page, और इस पे जितनी prepositions that are marked, that are given in bold, see how they are used. How many of these show temporal relationship, how many of these show spatial relationship, and how many of these indicate the logical relationship of the noun or the pronoun or a phrase with the rest of the sentence, or with another noun, pronoun or a phrase. If you can do that successfully, that would help you have some clarity on how prepositions show relationships spatially, temporally and logically. Well, dear students, in English a lot of prepositions are used. As I said earlier, there are about 150 prepositions in English, which means the greater the number of prepositions, the greater is the risk of going wrong in their use. So you need to learn a lot of rules of how to use prepositions. Yet this number of 150 prepositions becomes very small number when you think of the thousands of other words, that is nouns and verbs, etc., and the kind of relationships that they establish between these nouns, pronouns and phrases, etc. Prepositions are in fact very important, though seemingly we take them as unimportant, or we take them as for granted. We use individual prepositions more frequently than other individual words. In fact, the prepositions of, to and in, ये जो तीन prepositions है ना, of, to and in, they are amongst the top 10 most frequent words in English. आप जरा को अभी जितने मैंने sentences बोले हैं since I started the session, अगर आप उन्हीं को देखें, how many prepositions I have used. Look at your communication that you do orally or in written form, you would notice a lot of prepositions are used. It's only that we overlook, it's only that we take them for granted कि हम notice नहीं करते. But as the learners of English as a foreign language, for us it is important to know the rules how to use these prepositions, and then we need to have some practice. Here is a short list of 70 of the more common one-word prepositions जो बहुत frequently use होती हैं. Let's go through the list very quickly. They are presented in alphabetic order to make it easy to go through these. Aboard, about, above. Across, after, against. along, amid, among. Amongst भी use होता है by the way. Anti, around, as, at, before, behind, below. Beneath, beside, besides. Between, beyond, but, by. Concerning, considering. Despite, down, during. Except, accepting, excluding, following. For, from. In, inside, into. Like, minus, near. Off, off. On, onto. Opposite, outside. Over. Past, per, plus. Regarding, round. Save, since, than, through. To, toward, towards, under, underneath. Unlike, until. Up, upon. Versus, via. With, within, without. So you see, it's such an exhaustive list, and if there are a few rules related to the use of each, even then it would make a lot for you to learn. But the reality is that there are many rules that are related to the use of most of these, so it needs a lot of concentration, a lot of practice and learning the rules. Well, before I go forward, I bring you to the most practical part of today's session, that is knowing the detailed rules of the use of prepositions. Through this hyperlink, I am taking you to this detailed rules presentation here for the prepositions. Prepositions are short, you see, prepositions, as I said, they are short words on, into, that stand in front of a noun, sometimes also in front of a gerund verb, and basically they show some kind of relationship. Even advanced learners of English find prepositions difficult because one-to-one translation is usually not possible. जैसे मैंने शुरू में आपको example दी, उर्दू से इंग्लिश में जब हम ट्रांसलेशन करते हैं तो it is not possible. One preposition is your native language might have several translations depending on the situation, and same might be the case with the language that you are learning as a target language. There are hardly any rules as to when to use which preposition. The only way to learn prepositions is looking them up in the dictionary, reading a lot in English language and literature, and learning useful phrases off by heart. This is what I would call a study tip for you. Anyhow, here the following table shows certain rules of some most frequently used prepositions in English. What you can see is the table is divided into 3 columns. The leftmost column provides you the English preposition, the central column gives you the usage, whereas in the rightmost column I have given the examples. So let us go through these quickly. The first preposition is on. Its usage is with days of a week. For example, on Monday, on Friday, on Tuesday. So the second preposition is in. Well, in is most of the times used with months, seasons, time of the day, year. It is also used after a certain period of time, for example, when. Now look at the examples. For months and seasons, in August, in winter. Time of day, in the morning. Year, in 2010, in 2012. After a certain period of time, in an hour, in a century, so any duration. Now we move on to the next preposition, that is at. Look at this. At. For night, for weekends, this for is typo error, it is for weekend, a certain period of time, for example, at night, at the weekend, at 9:30, कोई भी एक specific time point जो है, I will reach here at 10, for example. So since is the next preposition, and how since is used. Since refers to from a certain point of time past till now. Since 1980. For is the next preposition. It is over a certain period of time past till now. ये दोनों जगह पर जो PAT pat लिखा हुआ है ना, ये this is past. Please do the correction for yourself. So for example, for 2 years. अच्छा, I would like to explain since and for. I would like to give you some more detail of that. Since refers to time point, जहाँ से शुरू हुआ हो. For example, it has been raining since morning. सुबह से लेके अब तक बारिश हो रही है. स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट कब हुई बारिश शुरू? मॉर्निंग में. तो आपने स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट बताया सिंस मॉर्निंग. सो इट हैज़ बीन रेनिंग सिंस मॉर्निंग, इसका मतलब है सुबह स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट से लेके अभी तक बारिश हो रही है. लेकिन अगर आप कहते हैं इट हैज़ बीन रेनिंग फॉर 2 आवर्स, 2 घंटों से बारिश हो रही है. अब आपने स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट नहीं बताया कि किस पॉइंट से शुरू हुई थी. 2 बजे हुई, सुबह के वक्त हुई, 12 बजे हुई, इवनिंग में हुई, मिडनाइट पे हुई. यू आर नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट दैट. What you are talking about that is the duration. आप टोटल पीरियड बता रहे हैं, पॉइंट नहीं बता रहे हैं. You are talking about the whole period. 2 hours, 2 months. I have been reading this for 2 weeks. I have been working on it for the last 5 months. ये सब ड्यूरेशंस हैं तो for लगेगा. लेकिन I have been working on it since January. टाइम पॉइंट जहाँ से शुरू है अगर वो आप रेफर करते हैं तो since January, since morning, since midnight, इस तरह से यूज होगा. I hope I am clear about this. Since is used for the time point जहाँ से आप शुरू करते हैं, and for is used for time period या duration. Well, the next preposition that I would like to share is ago. It refers to a certain time in the past. 2 years ago, 5 days ago, a century ago, for example. The next preposition is before. Earlier than a certain time point or a certain period. Before 2005, उस एक point से पहले. अब compare this with since. Since refers to starting a time point. Before refers to earlier than a certain time point. For example, before 2012. To is a very very frequently used preposition and it refers to for example telling the time. It is 10 to 6. अब to के और बहुत सारे uses हैं जो हम और भी आगे देखेंगे, examples और exercises करेंगे. यहाँ पर मैं सिर्फ common uses बता रही हूँ. So when we tell time तो to उसके लिए use होता है. 10 to 6 means 6 बजने में 10 मिनट रहते हैं, जिसका मतलब है 5:50 हुए हैं. Past ये भी टाइम टेलिंग के लिए होती है. 10 past टाइम. अब ये बिल्कुल ऑपोजिट है 10 to 6 का. 10 to 6 मीन्स 6 बजने में 10 मिनट रहते हैं और 10 past 6 का मतलब है 6:10 हुए हैं. So this is how these two prepositions are used with reference to time. Another set of prepositions that I would like to introduce is to, till and until. Well, before I explain how these are to be used, I would like you to notice the spellings of till and until. Till takes double L, until takes single L, by the way. Now, these are used to make the beginning and end of a period of time. For example, from Monday to Friday, या from Monday till Friday, या until Friday. Until Friday वाले केस में फिर पहले from नहीं आएगा, ठीक है? Until and till का यूज किस तरह से होता है? In the sense of how long something is going to last. For example, he is on holiday till Friday. So it refers to a duration, how long something is going to last or to continue. Another very important preposition that is used very frequently is by. In the sense of at the latest, up to a certain time, by is used. I will be back by 6 o'clock. 6 बजे तक. उर्दू का इक्विवेलेंट है इसका तक. By 11 o'clock I had read 10 pages. 11 बजे तक मैंने 10 सफ़े पढ़ लिए थे. You need to understand the difference. Please notice these examples that now I am going to give you. For example, I reached here at 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock when you refer to time. I was on time. At 10 पहले at का use देखा, अब on time. So you reach somewhere at a particular time, that is for example at 10 o'clock. I was on time. On time means जिस time पे मुझे पहुंचना था मैं उस वक्त पहुंच गई. If I was supposed to reach there at 10 o'clock और मैं 10 बजे ही पहुंच गई, I am on time. But for example if I am supposed to reach there at by 10 o'clock, I am told that I am supposed to be there by 10 o'clock. इसका ये मतलब है कि 10 बजे तक पहुंच जाऊं, उससे पहले जब मर्जी पहुंच जाऊं, बट 10 बजे is the last limit. तक, it shows the last point. So by 10 o'clock. और फिर अगर मैं 10 बजे में अभी 15 मिनट रहते थे और मैं पहुंच गई, so I am in time. मैं वक्त उस बाय वो तक वाला जो पॉइंट था उससे पहले पहुंच गई, सो आई एम इन टाइम. काफी ज्यादा मार्जिन के साथ पहुंचूंगी तो आई वुड बी वेल इन टाइम. ठीक है, सो इन टाइम, ऑन टाइम, एट टाइम एंड बाय अ पर्टिकुलर टाइम, ये चारों यूज होते हैं. आई होप द एग्जाम्पल वुड हैव एडेड क्लैरिटी टू कि किस तरह से यूज होते हैं. One of the most common prepositions that are used in English is in. In is used for rooms, buildings, streets, towns, countries, books, papers, etc. For a lot of nouns like cars and taxis, pictures, world, etc. Look at the use. In the kitchen, in London, in the book, in the car, in a taxi, in the picture, in the world, etc. और इनके बेतहाशा और यूजेस हैं, थोड़े से हम बाद में और भी शेयर करेंगे. At. At is again one of the commonly used prepositions and it is used to indicate what? Meaning next to or by an object. For example, it is used at the door, at the station, at the table, at the concert, at the party. अब आप on को भी देख लीजिए और फिर I would explain more. On is used for attached. A place with a river belong to a surface or for a certain side, for example left or right. For example, the picture on the wall, Lahore lies on the Ravi, on the table, on the right. अच्छा, एक general rule that I would like to explain with reference to on and at is, दोनों पर या ऊपर के लिए यूज होते हैं उर्दू इक्विवेलेंट्स के लिए, बट ऑन refers to the surface. When the surface touches the other surface, then it is on. So the picture is on the wall, the glass is on the table. ठीक है, the picture is on the wall, the glass is on the table. If you notice, in both the cases one surface touches the other. But at is not used for that. At shows the situations where there is no surface to surface touch, rather what I already have said here, meaning is next to it or by an object, उस चीज के साथ, पास, करीब. ऊपर के सेंस में आप यूज कर सकते हैं, बट अगेन डिफरेंट फ्रॉम ऑन बिकॉज इट डज नॉट रिलेट टू सरफेस एंड सरफेस रिलेशनशिप. फॉर एग्जाम्पल एट द डोर, तो दरवाजे पर होने का मतलब ये नहीं कि आप दरवाजे के ऊपर चढ़ के खड़े हैं. एट द डोर मीन्स दरवाजे के पास, दरवाजे पर हम उर्दू में उसके लिए यूज करते हैं. सो यू नोटिस द डिफरेंस हाउ उर्दू क्रिएट्स प्रॉब्लम्स फॉर द लर्निंग ऑफ इंग्लिश एंड इट इंटरफेयर्स विद द सेकेंड लैंग्वेज लर्निंग व्हेन इट कम्स टू प्रेपोजिशंस. अब मजे की बात यह है कि यू स्टैंड एट द डोर waiting for a clue that you are allowed to enter the room. ठीक है, but you can stand on the threshold. अगर आप दहलीज के ऊपर खड़े हो जाएं, जो चौखट होती है उसके ऊपर खड़े हो जाएं, the threshold, तो फिर क्या होगा? On the threshold. अब surface to surface है ना, आपका पाँव, आपका जूता is touching the surface, तो you would call it on the threshold. So you stand on the threshold at the door waiting for a clue to enter the room. There is another set of prepositions that are quite related to each other in their use, and these are by, next, to and beside. ये तीनों एक ही तरह से यूज होते हैं जब किसी भी चीज के दूसरी चीज के साथ रिलेशनशिप को लोकेशन या पोजीशन वाइज आप शो कर रहे होते हैं, स्पेशल रेफरेंस दे रहे होते हैं स्पेस के हिसाब से कि उसके लेफ्ट पे है या राइट पे है, किधर है साथ. For example, Fatma is standing by, Fatma is standing next to, and Fatma is beside the car. तीनों एग्जाम्पल्स यूज हो सकती हैं. अब ये बाय एक है, नेक्स्ट टू अलग है, और फिर बिसाइड ये कॉमा नहीं है बीच में, ठीक है. द नेक्स्ट प्रपोजिशन इज अंडर. अंडर मीन्स ऑन द ग्राउंड, लोअर देन और कवर्ड बाय समथिंग एल्स. So for example, the bag is under the table. Please compare it with below. Lower than something else but above the ground. The fish are below the surface. So above the ground है, लेकिन below something else है, ठीक है. Compare it with the use of over. You can contrast this use. Over is covered by something else, meaning more than, getting to the other side, also across use किया जाता है. Overcoming an obstacle के उसके लिए भी use किया जाता है. The fox jumped over the car, for example. Put a jacket over your shirt. Shirt के ऊपर, covered by something else, meaning more than, getting to the other side. For example, over 16 years of age, 16 साल के पार. Walk over the bridge means walk across the bridge. इस सेंस में भी यूज होता है. और over is also used climbing over an obstacle, जैसे climb over the wall, climb over the bench, किसी चीज के ऊपर से जंप करना. With this we come to another set of prepositions and the rules related to their use. The first preposition here then is above. Above is used for higher than something else but not directly over it. above ऊपर होता है लेकिन डायरेक्टली उसके ओवर नहीं होता. जैसे कोट ओवर द जैकेट या जैकेट ओवर द शर्ट, तो उसको टच कर रही होती है ना. लेकिन अ पाथ अबव द लेक, तो ओवर और अबव में ये डिफरेंस है कि अबव जो है वो टच नहीं कर रहा होता, अगेन सरफेस टू सरफेस नहीं होता. ऊपर से फॉर एग्जांपल ब्रिज है या पाथ है अबव द लेक, ऊपर उसको रेफर कर रहा है बट टच नहीं हो रहा. अक्रॉस, गेटिंग टू द अदर साइड. वॉक अक्रॉस द ब्रिज, स्विमिंग अक्रॉस द लेक. पार उर्दू में इसका इक्विवेलेंट है, दैट इज यूज्ड. द नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट प्रपोजिशन इज थ्रू. Through refers to something with limits on top, bottom and the sides. Drive through the tunnel. किसी चीज में से, through it, अंदर से, उसके लिए through is used. I think it is a very appropriate example. Drive through the tunnel. To पहले भी हमने बात की थी. There is another use of to that is with reference to movement, and this is a movement to person or building. Going to the teacher, going to the cinema, go to the office, etc. Movement to a place, go to Lahore or Karachi, and going you see to sleep, for example, for bed, so go to bed. Look at the use of the next preposition, that is into. अब in और into और to, actually एक है in, एक है to और एक है into. There are a lot of confusions around the use. In तो हम पहले explain कर चुके हैं. So for example, you put a pen in your pocket, but when you have a lot of pens, a bundle of pens, you thrust it into your bag or into your pocket. जब आप जोर लगा के डालते हैं तो फिर into हो जाता है. Into is also for movement. Entering a room or a building, for example, going into the kitchen or into the house. अच्छा, you enter a room, इसमें कोई preposition use नहीं होता. You come in a room या you go in a room, in use होता है. But the thief breaks into the room. अब वो force के साथ करता है और unusual तरीके से करता है. For example, खिड़की के through आता है, तो फिर the thief broke into the room through the window. I hope it would be clear. With this I move on to the next preposition, that is towards. Into की तरह towards also shows movement, and the movement is in direction of something, but it is not directly to it. For example, go 5 steps towards the house and then take a left to go to the restaurant. On to भी into की तरह ही movement के लिए use होता है. You jump onto the table, a movement to the top of something. वो जो हम कहते हैं ना, please come onto the stage to receive your prize, तो actually क्या होता है, एक surface से moving on to a higher surface. If the ground of the room is flat and then there is a stage in front of the room. So the person who is standing on the stage that is higher in surface would call upon somebody and would say, please come onto the stage to receive your prize. From पहले भी हमने इसका कुछ यूज डिस्कस किया. फ्रॉम का एक और यूज जो है दैट इज इन द सेंस वेयर फ्रॉम. अ फ्लावर फ्रॉम द गार्डन, सो इट रिफर्स टू द ओरिजिन, बिलोंगिंग. So from का एक और यूज जो है वो अगेन इज विद रेफरेंस टू हु गेव इट, विच मीन्स अगेन द ओरिजिन, बिलोंगिंग. अ प्रेजेंट फ्रॉम आबिद फॉर एग्जाम्पल. अ डिश फ्रॉम चाइना फॉर एग्जाम्पल. ऑफ OF, who, what does it, for example a page of the book. और belong to के लिए भी यूज होता है a picture of a place. What does it show? A picture of a place for example. Another important preposition is by. For example, who made it? For example, a book by Dr. Sarwat. On, walking off, riding on horseback or entering a public transport vehicle. For example, on foot, on horseback, on the bus, etc. So, on bus, on horseback, on foot. But you get in the car as far as in is concerned, it is entering in a car or entering in a taxi. As a matter of fact, you can enter, you see, a bus as well, so you can get in the bus as well. Off, OFF, off. Off means leaving a public transport vehicle, जिसके लिए सबसे ज़्यादा ये यूज होता है. Get off the train. Out of, get out of the taxi और get out of, यहाँ सिंगल F के साथ आप कर सकते हैं, the taxi. By का एक और यूज है by the way, जो है rise of और फॉल ऑफ समथिंग. अब ये फिर टाइपो एरर है, सॉरी, यहाँ पर ये इस जगह पे और है, OR नॉट ऑफ. सो बाय रिफर्स टू राइज और फॉल ऑफ समथिंग. प्राइसेस हैव रिजन बाय 10%. 10 गुना तक बढ़ गई हैं. वही बाय के लिए अगर आप तक जो है ना उर्दू का इक्वेलेंट याद रखें तो इट वुड बी इजी. ट्रेवलिंग बाय कार, ट्रेवलिंग बाय बस, अदर देन वॉकिंग और हॉर्स राइडिंग. At refers to, sometimes it is used to refer to a time point of age. For example, she learned Sindhi at 45. She worked in her office as a secretary at 40. About, it is used for topics, for meaning, what it is about. So we are talking about prepositions right now. It shows the logical relationship. So dear students, these were the common prepositions that I shared with you, and I hope you would have learned how to use these. And with this I come back to the main slide presentation. Here I would go to the next slide and I would present some exercises for you. By so far you have learned a lot of rules about the use of common prepositions, and I want you to apply those and see how successfully you can apply them. This practice would help you use prepositions more confidently. Starting with, you can see blanks that are given in each of the sentences here, where you are supposed to put in prepositions. By the way, these are all time prepositions that you would be inserting into these with reference to time. For example, Jane is arriving dash January 2 dash 2 o'clock dash the afternoon. Number 2, it snows here every year dash December. We always go outside and play in the snow dash Christmas Day. Number 3, Michael is leaving dash Friday dash noon. Number 4, Frankie started working for her law firm dash 1995. Number 5, Franklin began working on the project dash yesterday. अब आपने देखा होगा ये सब टाइम के रेफरेंस. In relation to time you have to use different prepositions. Number 6, normally dash New Year's Eve, it's tradition to set a New Year resolution dash midnight. Number 7, don't be ridiculous. There were no telephones dash the 17th century. The telephone was invented dash the 1870s. Number 8 sentence here is the plane leaves tomorrow morning dash 8 a.m. Number 9. The hills here are covered with wildflowers dash early spring. And finally, the last sentence on this slide is we met at the restaurant dash 6:30 and stayed dash 10:30. What I would like you to do is to quickly fill these up for yourselves before you really see what are the correct answers. And by the way, for your convenience, here are the correct answers. You can match your answers against the ones that I have provided. Again, I have used the dots to indicate where these prepositions are added. Jane is arriving on January 2 at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It snows here every year in December. We always go outside and play in the snow on Christmas Day. So notice the use of prepositions in and on in this example. Michael is leaving on Friday at noon. Please notice the use of on and at with reference to time. You come, go, leave, etc. on a particular day at a particular time. So on Friday at noon. Frankie started working for her law firm in 1995. Number 5. Franklin began working on the project yesterday. कोई preposition नहीं आएगी इस केस में, यहाँ पर इसलिए मैंने no preposition लिख दिया है. Number 6. Normally on New Year's Eve it's tradition to set a New Year resolution at midnight. Number 7. Don't be ridiculous. There were no telephones in the 17th century. The telephone was invented in the 1870s. So both the blanks would take in for sentence number 7. As far as sentence number 8 is concerned, the plane leaves tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. You refer to time, जैसे मैंने कहा था, I came here at 10 a.m. The hills here are covered with wildflowers in early spring. Number 10 finally here is we met at the restaurant at 6:30 and stayed until 10:30. So you met at 6:30 and stayed until 10:30. This is how with reference to time at and until are used. Here I have a few more time prepositions for you to practice. Again, look at the blanks. We have 10 sentences here, 10 instances here where you are supposed to fill prepositions with reference to time. Let's start working on these. She always gets up early dash morning so she can make it to class dash time. Number 2, I was sick, so I didn't go to work dash last Thursday, but I did go to work dash Friday. Number 3, Mary stopped talking dash the middle of her story and suddenly started to cry. I think we were all crying dash the time she finished telling us what had happened. Number 4 sentence here is late dash night. You can hear coyotes howling in the distance. Number 5, just wait a second, I'll be there dash a minute. Number 6, I need to give my parents a call. I haven't talked to them dash over a month. Number 7, Barbara is going to start her new job dash next September. Number 8, the professor said the first day of course that there would be a big final test dash the end of the semester. Number 9 sentence here is I have been sitting here more dash than an hour. If they don't arrive dash the next 10 minutes, I am leaving. And number 10 finally states we were really worried dash first because the banks were closed dash Saturdays, so we couldn't exchange money. But dash the end everything worked out because we were able to exchange money at the hotel. I hope you have solved all these prepositional blanks that were to be filled in with prepositions. Now we come to the answers. Match your answers against the ones I have provided. She always gets up early in the morning, so she can make it to class in time. Number 2, I was sick so I didn't go to work. अब यहाँ कोई preposition नहीं आएगा, ये no prep shows, कोई preposition नहीं आएगा last Thursday, but I did go to work on Friday. Number 4 states late at night you can hear coyotes howling in the distance. Number 5, just wait a second, I'll be there in a minute. Number 6, I need to give my parents a call. I haven't talked to them for over a month. Number 7, the correct option would be Barbara is going to start her new job next September. No preposition. यहाँ पर ये no preposition shows no preposition is to be inserted. Number 8 states the professor said on the first day of the course that there would be a big final test at the end of the semester. What I would like you to do is to notice the use of on and at in this example. On the first day, at the end of the semester. With this we move on to the correct answer of number 9. That is, I have been sitting here for more than an hour. I have been sitting here for more than an hour. ये यूँ होगा, if they don't arrive in the next 10 minutes, I am leaving. Finally, the 10th one is we were really worried at first. At first, notice, because the banks were closed on Saturdays, so we couldn't exchange money. But at the end, so at first and at the end, everything worked out because we were able to exchange money at the hotel. By the way, अब ये at the hotel भी you need to notice. With this we move on to the next slide, and for this slide, as you would look at, what I want you to do is to have another activity, an exercise, but this time the prepositions that are to be used are with relation to position. The computer printer is dash, table dash the computer. अब prepositions जो आपने use करने हैं ना, in relation to positioning, placement आपने use करने हैं. Number 2, Sean and Noel stood dash the tree waiting for the rain to stop. Number 3, I didn't see the mailbox even though I was standing right dash it. Number 4 item here on the list is everybody was already sitting dash the table waiting for dinner to be served. Number 5, every evening the dog sits dash the dinner table begging for food. The next example is Deborah was sitting dash the computer surfing the internet. And the next one is I asked the woman standing dash me on the bus where I should get out. And the last one on the slide shows my car keys were dash the desk, but I couldn't see them because they were dash a magazine. So in relation to the position of one thing to the other, or person to the other, or noun to the pronoun or phrase, you need to fill in position prepositions in all these blanks. And here are the answers for these. The computer printer is on the table next to the computer. Number 2, Sean and Noel stood under the tree waiting for the rain to stop. Next one, I didn't see the mailbox even though I was standing right next to it. उसके बिल्कुल साथ खड़ा था. Number 4, everybody was already sitting at the table. So we sit at the table, waiting for dinner to be served. Next one, every evening the dog sits under the dining table begging for food. अब near the dining table भी by the way यहाँ पर हो सकता है, showing relationship, beside भी हो सकता है, depending upon के कहाँ पर exactly the dog is sitting. Anyhow, the next one is Deborah was sitting at the computer surfing the internet. So we sit at computer, we work at computer, we sit at the dining table, etc. I asked the woman standing next to me on the bus where I should get out. The next one is, my car keys were on the desk but I couldn't see them because they were under a magazine. And another one here that is added is, when I went to buy the concert tickets, there was nobody at ticket sales window. I hope this would have added some clarity to your knowledge of how position prepositions are to be used. And with this, I bring you to some exercise on location prepositions. Prepositions with reference to location. Well, let's start the exercise. What I would like you to do is, in each of the blanks in all these sentences, fill prepositions that refer to location. So the first sentence here is, we have DSL internet access dash work, but I don't have a high-speed connection dash home. Number 2, the kids are learning about the Civil War dash their history class dash school. Number 3, Toby was dash the hospital for 2 weeks after his motorcycle accident dash the freeway. Fourth sentence here on the exercise list is, Jane and Debbie saw dolphins dash the ocean while they were having a picnic dash the beach. Fifth sentence here is, Fred loves to go camping dash the desert, but Kyle prefers to camp dash the mountains. Sentence number 6 is, the conference was held dash a ski resort dash Telluride, a small town southwest dash Colorado. Sentence number 7, you can buy stamps dash the post office dash Delancey Street. Sentence number 8 here says, the old man who was standing dash the corner yelled at the kids who were playing dash the street. Sentence number 9 is, while they were hiking dash Ridgeback Mountain, Laurel and Frank saw a bear dash the woods. And finally, the last sentence on the exercise is, they have a small house dash a lake in the countryside. When I visit them, I always love to sit dash the shore and watch the kids swimming dash the lake. Please stop here for a while, take your time. If you have not yet filled these up, once you are sure that you have filled all these up, only then move onwards to the next slide. And here is the answer key for facilitating you. Let's share this quickly. We have DSL internet access at work, but I don't have a high-speed connection at home. So at work, at home. The kids are learning about the Civil War in their history class at school. Please notice it very carefully. In the history class at school, not in school. Again, उर्दू की वजह से हमें लगता है स्कूल में हम कहते हैं ना, चूंकि इसलिए हम we use in school, but it is at school. So I work at Fatima Jinnah Women University. You work at a particular place. You study at a particular school, etc. Number 3. Toby was in the hospital for 2 weeks after his motorcycle accident on the freeway. Number 4. Jane and Debbie saw dolphins in the ocean while they were having a picnic at the beach. Again, at the beach, जैसे at school हमने किया था. Fred loves to go camping in the desert, but Kyle prefers to camp in the mountains. दोनों के लिए in use हुआ है. Look at the correct version of number 6. The conference was held at a ski resort in Telluride, a small town southwest in Colorado. So at a ski resort, जैसे at school था, और फिर in Telluride in Colorado. You can buy stamps at the post office on Delancey Street. On a street, not at a street. Remember, on a street. But at some place like a post office. The old man who was standing at the corner yelled at the kids who were playing in the street. In this case, now in the street, गली में जिस तरह से हम कहते हैं, exactly वैसे ही. Instance number 9 is, while they were hiking on Ridgeback Mountain, Laurel and Frank saw a bear in the woods. In the woods, preposition in is used. And the last instance here is, they have a small house on a lake in the countryside. When I visit them, I always love to sit on the shore and watch the kids swimming in the lake. So you can notice the difference in the use of on and in. These were the location prepositions that show the location of something, where it is. Well, before I close today's session, here is an activity on mixed prepositions. All the types of prepositions are mixed up here, so you have to choose according to the context. It's a small story part for you basically. I hope you would enjoy doing this. Complete the following text by choosing the correct prepositions. Suddenly Uncle Henry stood, dash. There's a cyclone coming, he called, dash his wife. I'll go look after the stock. Then he ran towards the sheds where the cows and horses were kept. Aunt M dropped her work and came, dash the door. One glance told her of the danger close, dash hand. Quick, Dorothy, she screamed. Run for the cellar. Toto jumped, dash, off Dorothy's arms and hid under the bed, and the girl started to get him. Aunt M, badly frightened, threw open the trap door, dashed the floor and climbed down the ladder, dashed the small dark hole. Dorothy caught Toto, dash last, and started to follow her aunt. When she was halfway across the room, there came a great shriek, dash the wind, and the house shook so hard that she lost her footing and sat down suddenly, dash the floor. Try to fill in appropriate prepositions in the context of the story part, and then you move on to the next one for the correct version. Suddenly Uncle Henry stood up. There's a cyclone coming, M, he called. He called to his wife. I'll go look after the stock. Then he ran towards the shed where the cows and horses were kept. Aunt M dropped her work and came to the door. So we come to the door, we stand at the door, and we stand on the threshold. Anyhow, Aunt M dropped her work and came to the door. One glance told her of the danger close at hand. Danger is close at hand. Quick, Dorothy, she screamed. Run for the cellar. Toto jumped out of Dorothy's arms and hid under the bed, and the girl started to get him. Aunt M, badly frightened, threw open the trap door in the floor and climbed down the ladder into the small dark hole. Ab unusual hai na, that is why again into. Dorothy caught Toto at last. So at last, last would take at, and started to follow her aunt. When she was halfway across the room, there came a great shriek from the wind, and the house shook so hard that she lost her footing and sat down suddenly upon the floor. How did you perform, by the way, on this test? I hope you would have performed well. If you still had problems with filling the correct prepositions in this activity, what I would advise is go back to the list of prepositions with the area of use and their examples. Go through them once again and then come back to the activity and try to solve it out for yourself. With this, we come to the conclusion of today's session, but before I really end the session, I would like to share a quick review of today's session. As I said at the very outset, prepositions are a very important and integral part of the grammar and structure of any language. So happens with English, so does English, where prepositions are more than 150. So I talked in this session about what a preposition is, I defined it for you, and I talked about what are prepositional phrases. I gave you some examples of prepositional phrases and how they work as nouns, adjectives and adverbs. With that, I moved on to the list of those 70 prepositions that are more commonly used in English. Then I came to the more practical part of today's session, that was learning the rules of the use of prepositions and applying them in different contexts. Mainly time, location and position prepositions were discussed. However, I shared a long list of prepositions, their usage, and provided you the examples of their use. Towards the end of today's session, I had some exercises and activities that I shared with you. The purpose of these activities was to give you some practice in the use of prepositions and to apply the rules of prepositions, how they are used in formal writing in English. With this, we come to the closure of today's session. Thank you very much.